Welcome along to our coverage of the AFC Champions League. We are match day 3 in Group F. It is the eastern section, which is our focus for Shandong Taishan against Lion City Sailors. A very warm welcome for a Sailors side riding high and will want to guard against any form of complacency. There they are, sitting second in a table dominated by Ottawa Red Diamonds, and Shandong are at the bottom of that table. It has been a very difficult campaign, conceding 12 goals, and yet to open their account in 2022 AFC Champions League football. Our temperature, our venue, one of the centralised venues for this tournament this year, and certainly the Sailors, after that historic win, their first ever in an AFC Champions League encounter. Confidence will be high, and for their opponents from China, difficult because players unavailable, problems with COVID back home, a squad that will be forced to rotate. They're short on numbers. The deeper they get into that match schedule, you sense that they will have to look at players that not necessarily would start, and this is a young squad, by the way, anyway. The coach, well, in the build-up to this one, he's been saying that they will continue to play their style of football. He will look for improvements, but it's back-to-back defeats so far for Shandong Taishan. Well, that's the venue that awaits the two teams who will be on their way out very shortly indeed. From Singapore, the Sailors, and encouraged by that win in their last group match, they beat Daegu by 3-0. Clean sheet in the process, and they will start this game very much as favourites. No VAR in this Asia's top club competition. Shandong in the all-orange strip, and Kim Do-hoon's Sailors in white, preparing to make their entrance, the latest in this group's Champions League encounters. The games continue to come at pace. Referee from Qatar in the centre of the picture. Shandong without their key overseas players, including Marion Fellaini, missing from the squad that travelled. Spoke briefly about the complications and problems of COVID back home. There is also, of course, the forthcoming Chinese Super League, so fixture-wise, travelling as well, it's led to them sending a weakened squad. So here we go then. The team that finishes top will go through to the knockout stages, and a place in the runners-up berth could yet lead to a round of 16. Third best teams, 3 of them from each section, whose playoff berths will be guaranteed for them. But it's about winning this group at the moment. We know that one team are out in front, but this is an opportunity for the Lion City Sailors, the champions from Singapore, to record back-to-back successes. So just minutes away then, as we prepare to take a look at the 2 lineups. Let's have a look at the side named by Shandong's head coach Lin Goyu and Ngazi, the players relegated to that substitutes bench, as coach Yu Wei makes 2 changes, and Lu Fanyi and Yang Riqi are the players that come into what we anticipate will be a 4-5-1 formation. So our 2 captains, Haris Haroun wearing 14 for the Sailors, and Lu Yongtao, just 22 years of age, will lead for Shandong Taishan. Can they step up with the improvements required to remain competitive in this competition? And there is confirmation, our referee from Qatar, Abdullah Ali Mari. Gabriel returns to the Lions. Starting lineup replaces Tijali Salamat, one alteration from the team that made history with the first ever AFC Champions League win last time out, and that we anticipate will be the formation that head coach Kim Do-Hoo goes with today. The substitutes available, and as the games keep coming thick and fast, a need to dig deep into the playing personnel available, with demands clearly on fitness levels for both clubs. So the club propping up this AFC Champions League group. Can we see a significant improvement?
Gentlemen, the moment we've been waiting for. Let the countdown begin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Our Qatari match official gets this latest group stage contest underway. One of these centralized venues being used. Thailand's proud hosts of a match between Shandong Taishan in orange and the white shirts of the Lion City Sailors, buoyed and encouraged by their performance in that win by 3-0 against Daegu. Prior to that, of course, they'd lost by 4-1 to the side that topped the group, Urawa Reds. Gabriel Kwak, 31, played in the side beaten by Urawa Reds, is the one alteration. Coach Kim Do-hoon with plenty to encourage him, but a defending to do. This is Bakram, can't get the better there of Amaral Adli, international for Singapore. Well, it's a big task, it really is, for Yu Wei. Saw him there, 45 years of age, a new man at the helm. And such a young squad. All the main feature players are missing. An uphill task as the Sailors try and get forward. Again, Diego Lopez, big money signing, scored against Daegu, one of their main threats. So is Faris Ramli, wearing 30, and Song Wee-young from the Korea Republic, who actually opened the scoring against Daegu, and in doing so made history with their first AFC Champions League goal. Here's Pedro Enrique wearing 2 there. He was also on the score sheet against Daegu. Drilled towards that edge of the 18-yard area as both sides settle in to this encounter and settle into familiar surroundings now. Well, what of Shandong Taishan with that 7-0 loss to Daegu, and then followed up with a 5-0 loss against Urawa Reds. It has been a disheartening and chastening experience yet to open their account in this competition. So many of these players from the Shandong squad, you look at the ages, 19, 20, 21, 22. Zhenzhou Xuan is just 18 years of age, so very much a reliance on the young players, the emerging talent for their coach, Yu Wei. Song Wee-young there, left home in the Korea Republic at the age of 18, and now part of a side that won the league title last season. Just bring a halt to proceedings with the player down inside the centre circle for Shandong, and just the match referee deciding that nasty clash of heads between two mates, that they may require some treatment there. Just unable to avoid his teammate Zhenzhou Xuan. Mentioned he's 18 years of age, wearing 6, 23 is Yi Shen Long. He's had loan spells away from this football club. Abdullah Ali Al-Mari is our man in charge, our match official. Well, Kim Do-hoon's side will anticipate and expect that they can take a maximum points haul from this. There's the man, hoping that that is the case. Took over in May 2021. His opposite number, Yu Wei, has only just succeeded this post and is settling into a difficult enough job in a Asia Club competition, which is their biggest competition, the most important, and with a depleted squad, his side are being stretched defensively as Diego Lopez tries to force the opening, and support from Shandong Taishan. 3, 4, 5 white shirts will take their place in the area. Fired in and deflected behind. It's the back heel and then deflection off the defender. Chris Ramley just trying to flick that goalwards. Rather audacious and ambitious, came off the defender. Sailors with a corner. And then that will be a return deep towards the far post, and again some defensive work for Shandong Taishan. As Mustafa Tashi joined last summer, 19 years of age, part of the back line. Keeper there, Tao Chung, started both of the Champions League fixtures. Sailors corner, early pressure, headed just too high. But again, the threat from corners. Captain able to get forward and, well, defender misses his header. And the Sailors were not too far away from an opener through their skipper, Haris Haru, just a shade too high, a whisker too high from a defender who will get forward and will carry that set-piece threat. Drops for Lopez. Little ball clipped forward. And shirts try and converge on Madden. Now they can clear their lines, but the pattern has already been set in the opening 7.5 minutes. There's only one side bossing early proceedings here. The Sailors from Singapore settling quickly to the task in hand. Another ball testing that defence, and well, Mustafa Tashi was the player. There he is, wearing 5, got ahead to it and was able to divert it the right side of the post from Shandong's point of view, and it's another corner for the Lion City Sailors. We saw the threat from Haris Haroun just moments ago. Another opportunity, and those defenders will venture forward, trying to profit from the situation. Free kick in favour then of Shandong Taishan. They of course have the Chinese Super League to look forward to. As Diego Lopez tried to take that down and conceded the free kick. He's one of the big money signings in this Sailors lineup. Can Shandong just relieve the pressure slightly? At the moment it's been all about the defensive test. It's Gao Jingchun who conceded the throw on that far side. Lopez can squeeze it out to this near side. You'll see Ikram Rifki pushing forward in this near side. Defender who loves to get forward, part of the back line for the Sailors. At times plays more like a winger. Lovely ball to feet, finds the intended target, slip through and players back to manage to get that clear. Lu Yongtao with the run to win the free kick. Shandong with a domestic double, their third in the club's history after a 1-0 victory over Shanghai Port in an FA Cup final, where the Brazilian defender Jadson came up with the all-important winner. Jadson, one of the players missing. Moises out, and so is, of course, Marion Fellaini. So big names missing from their Champions League squads. Again, it's Lopez wearing 10 to look up, and support from Enrique, and Suleiman, very much the veteran. There he is, Shandong Suleiman at 33 years of age. Lifted long, and well, there is an example of Ikram Rifki getting forward. He's trying to free him up inside the opposition 18-yard area. This runs through to the keeper in the end, but it'll be a long encounter this for Shandong Taishan. Maybe a chance to create something, and wayward, always drifting wide. Not afraid to take on the opportunity as we look at Lu Yongtao onto that left foot, and flying wide of the mark from Shandong's number 10, the 22-year-old. Back with Pedro Enrique, and here is Rifki, wearing 12, had a lone spell away from the Sailors. Seeing a lot of the football in the opening 11-12 minutes. Bossing proceedings as expected, overwhelming favourites when you look at the respective squads. Here's Rifki again involved in this latest move, forced back to Enrique and then across that back line, and they'll push forward one more time. Diagonal ball, and Tao Chung saw the danger, anticipated, and the 20-year-old able to intercept for Shandong, and then played short and almost played into trouble. Now a ball that's, well, it's dealt with well to evade and elude that challenge, and then with a skipper to try and lead by example in that central midfield area and to win a free kick. He has been heavily involved as Lu Yongtao, just a little clip on the ankles there, and free kick in favour of Shandong. Then so far they've been able to navigate nearly 30 minutes of Champions League football, reliant on counter-attacks of their own. Kim Do-hoon's side continue to force the pace, but this is Shandong Taishan trying to get forward and maybe create a scoring opportunity of their own against the run of play. It's back with the Sailors, it's hit long, and it finds Lestian, the Belgium with such an impressive CV. Lopez onto that right foot, hammered against the head of the Shandong defender. Look at the orange shirts, back in number across that 18-yard area. Again, it's set up by Ikram Rifki. He continues his run, and the clearance, well, a bit of respite with the free kick that goes in favour of the side from China, a team that will be competing in the Chinese Super League in 2022. A free kick conceded by the Sailors, Sharan Suleiman, who is again at that defensive position, just sitting in there in front of the back four. And here's Rifki again, another player that has had an eventful opening quarter of an hour. It's almost 15 minutes as we approach that period of the game, and so far the Sailors frustrated in their best efforts to make an early breakthrough, but more defending to do. Another ball testing that Shandong defence, and then the first touch is a disappointing one. Plays himself into trouble. Lopez couldn't feed Ikram Rifki, and then with Lestian to cut in and just trying to link up with Rifki. Lestian's ball overhit. A player that has travelled extensively. Spells at Club Brugge and Malaga and Genoa and PSV and Ruben Kazan. Skipper Lu Yongtao. space to take that return pass. And then a move that breaks down, and, well, a suggestion certainly that Sung Woo-young has bounded off the ball in the centre circle. Referee happy with the challenge. Play continues, and here's the captain for Shandong, again trying to make things happen and make things tick in that central midfield role for Shandong. Mustafa Tashi forward and able to pick a pass, and then here he is again to sweep that all the way back to Tao Chung to feed. You look at the squad depleted and with names unavailable, but a decent account of themselves against a side with a stronger squad. Thought he was pulled back there, and the appeals of Bagram are in vain. Again, the referee unimpressed and waved away for the Shandong striker wearing 9, Bagram. Enrique again to steer it away to that far side. One of their scorers in the win against Daegu. And again with Enrique, and then Rifki will slip that down the channel, and Lopez is on the receiving end, and with orange shirts around him to crowd him out. It was the incident where Bagram felt that he was impeded in his progress towards goal. And we are back underway. Still, stalemate is preserved, and Shandong Taishan have defended for long periods of this first half, and they continue to shut out their opponents from Singapore, reigning champions. Suleiman's ball, it is cut out, it'll come to Lopez. Another important block just in front of their own penalty area. Now a chance to skip clear and try and relieve some of that pressure. It's won back by Ikram Rifki and then taken over by Shalan Suleiman. Harun, the captain, had that headed opportunity from a corner very early on in this game. Who is the captain again, looking for supporting players, and one of those is Rifki's ball, and they'll continue their run. There's plenty forward. The approach work is lovely inside the area. Down well. Referee had already given his decision, free kick in favour of Shandong, but look at the speed with which they broke and how quickly they got players forward. Lopez involved as that final ball is played through, and flag had already gone up far side. But just an example of what they are capable of and how quickly they get players into that final third. The approach play, the setup play was certainly very pleasing on the eye. Here is the skipper, Haris Harun, and he can slip that forward into feet to Rifki. Another ball behind the defenders, and again ends in frustration for the Sailors with that assistant referee's flag on the far side. Just in an offside position as that ball was hit through. Trying to get behind the line, trying to breach that Shandong defence, who for the moment at least are able to stand firm on the counter. Bit of space on this near side if they can use it. Indeed they can. Jinok is 20 years of age, into Shenlong, keeps on going. Oh, trying to squeeze that in. Best chance so far. So much pace. The Shenlong away from the defender and just try to almost smuggle that in the near post and keep it beaten and into the side netting. Good chance for Shandong Taishan, and that will be something from which they can get a little encouragement and a bit of self-belief. Back-to-back defeats and the disheartening experience of that, but certainly dangerous on the counter and threatening on the break. Enrique can step forward. And Lopez again, deep, with an effort that takes a ricochet towards Song Wei-Yung and cut out again by Shandong's hard-working defence, and then too long and too much on that, and Hassan Sani, who was outstanding in goal in the win over Daegu, gets a touch. Hasn't had a lot to do, but as I say a moment ago, relieved to see that hit the side netting. Centre-backs combining again. Continues his run to give a go. It's a 1-2. It's Ikram Rifki towards that back post. Arriving! Close. Very close with another well-worked move. And it all started with Ikram Rifki with that 1-2. Here we are down that near side, and then Lestien's ball dug out towards the back post, and more final touch. Lopez couldn't quite steer it in. There's the volley, and there's the effort from a few yards out from Diego Lopez, which is sliced wide. Paid big money for Lopez, already opening his Champions League account in their last contest. And remember, that was one that made history because never before had the Sailors registered a goal and a win on their Champions League debut season. The champions back home, enjoying Asia's biggest and most important club competition. This the AFC Champions League. Our venue in Thailand, and still goalless at the midway period of the first half. Shandong 0, Lion City Sailors 0. Well, we've seen what they are capable of doing with a free kick and maybe a chance to pose a few problems of their own, trying to get in behind that defence. It's again down this right side. There's the cutback. It was an important clearance because there were plenty in orange that had got forward. Here is Lestien to break quickly. Maxime Lestien. Support from Suleiman. Gabriel, the player that's come into this team, has stayed forward. The one change made by Coach Kim Do-hoon away on that far side as they look to build something of promise and something of quality. Enrique can join this latest Sailors attack. Haris Haroun, three-way in the middle, looking for the flick on. Again, defence called into action and are equal to the challenge at Shandong back line. Supporting players, both sides, options, left and right, place it in the feet of the captain. He can lift that forward. Again, the injection of pace, and again, the defensive cover was there. Yang Richi, wearing 4, who's come into the side, was there to keep Song Wei-Yung out with a well-timed interception. Suleiman's corner for the Sailors. Here come the centre-backs. Second attempt to get the cross right, free header, flash wide. Certainly we have seen first from a corner, and then Pedro Enrique has already scored in the Champions League fixtures, not able to get any accuracy on the header. But one moment it's Henry Saroun from a corner, and then it's Enrique from a cross, and that's where they have looked dangerous, with balls flighted in to the 18-yard area and able to really show their aerial threat. Chance to take some water on board, to refocus. A few words from the coaching teams, respective squads, and still goalless after 26 minutes of AFC Champions League football. A game which, in terms of territorial possession, well, not surprisingly, the Sailors have dominated proceedings, but we've seen chances at the other end, none bigger than Shandong, who did very well to get free, and then just trying to steer the ball in at the near post and beyond. The goalkeeper could only find the side netting. Shandong, in terms of achievements domestically, with that Champions League involvement this time round, on the back of a Super League success in 2021. And there's their captain with that strike that in the end was well wide of the mark. But on the back of a domestic double, Shandong, much to look forward to, but from their point of view, a squad that has been depleted, and a very young squad from which to deal with at this level. And the scorelines have shown it. A 5-0 defeat preceded by a 7-0 defeat, and yet to score a goal so far in this year's competition. Ready to go again then. Hasn't had a lot to do, that man, Hassan Sunny, but he has been impressive as a last line of defence for the Sailors. One final words from Kim Do-hoon. Final third to provide a little bit more of a clinical side to their game when the chances have come their way to take them. At the moment, Shandong defence has dealt admirably under intense pressure. Certainly the Sailors guarding against complacency. They're all too well aware that they were going into this match as firm favourites against a side with back-to-back losses. An opportunity to put a bit of pressure on the group leaders were they to win today. Song Woo-young has won the throw-in. It's Enrique who had one of their scoring opportunities. The captain can steer it away to that far side. Just the one change, remember, Gabriel Kwak, the 31-year-old, played on the side, beaten by Ruweds, is back for the Sailors today. Another long, testing, inviting ball, but in the end, too much pace on it. A goal that is proving elusive for the Sailors, trying to get into a position where at least they take one of the chances before we get to half-time. The longer this goes on with a goalless scoreline, the longer the underdogs will believe maybe that something is possible. Coping with the pressure, Lestian. Suleiman inside that centre circle, and the skipper can steer that forward, and again trying to open up and get behind the opposition defence without reward on that occasion. Well, 30 minutes on the watch, and the side bottom of the table with 12 goals conceded remain firmly in the contest. Plenty on that defensive clearance to get it away, and in fact they want to throw, they want to take it quickly. Lestian wins it back for the Sailors. Here he is again. Captain can venture forward and over halfway. Here's the recalled Gabriel wearing 22. Rolls that square for Suleiman. This is maybe an opportunity for Song Wei-Yong. Just opens up, and again it's dealt with. He was the player that's scored their opening goal against Daegu in the 3-0 victory. Another attack breaks down. Tao Chung has kept a clean sheet so far. All about showing an improvement. A coach that said that he was never going to change their style. And the young players have acquitted themselves well so far, and that is a chance seized upon and able to keep on going, and then Bakram goes to ground and gets back up, and the opportunity is gone. And at the other end there are plenty who will get forwards, and there's a chance on the volley. Lestian wide, and he just smashes it against the advertising hoardings, because Maxime Lestian was in on goal, timed the run well, left foot, should have done better. I'm sure he'll think that. Better chance comes his way and he can't take it. Lovely ball in, perfectly weighted, and the finish was lacking. Here's Suleiman. Ramley comes short. Seen too much of Faris Ramley. Dispossess one back. Shandong cannot hold on to possession, but there will be a free kick, and it'll go in favour of the Sailors. Lopez involved. Here he is again. Rifki. Dragged back to Enrique, and then square for the captain, Haris Harun. Gabriel just hugging that touchline far side. They've lost out, have Shandong. A bit more to do with a diving, stooping header to get it away. Couple of changes with Lu Fanyi coming in and Yang Riqi coping so far. Enrique, he will stay forward and able to take the return ball is Pedro Enrique with the angle for a cross, whipped in and away at the first time of asking. Suleiman's ball, and then just a little sloppy, and Lopez loses out, and Shandong Taishan have a free kick of their own. Navigated 35 minutes of this Champions League contest without conceding a goal, and they will certainly take heart from that. COVID concerns a weakened squad. and forced to play what was considered to be a second-string team against the Uruguay Reds, beaten convincingly, beaten in both of their games so far. Tao, the captain, has been one of the pick of their players. Here he is again, able to step forward. Well, they've lost out, and here's the break with Leicester. Had that chance a moment ago, just behind the on-running Gabriel. Shandong it was, with the Super League success, a first title in 11 years with 3 games to spare. They've also enjoyed considerable cup success domestically. 7 times they've won it, including the last 2 years. Hassan Sunny again, almost a virtual spectator in a first half in which he's looked on as his team have dominated, but no reward, no end product so far. Here they go again. It's hoisted long. It's, well, trying to bring that down, Leicester. And again, that defence does exactly what is asked of it, and now it's their turn to bring it away at the feet of Lu Yong Tao, trying to step up the pressure. And on this near side, we saw the dangers from the likes of Yi Shenlong, who's the captain, wearing 10. So much going through him in that midfield department. 13 was Jin No, just able to ride one challenge. And lifted, but too long. Threats there, though. When they get forward, able to create a bit of danger in the process. That will be cut out with ease. And then Shandong lose out, and here's Diego Lopez for the Sailors to bring it forward and take the return ball, looking for a 1-2, forced back and all the way back to the skipper, Haris Haroun, and they can start again. Enrique into the path of Ikram Rifki. Trying to find an opening late in the first half. Skipper had a good headed opportunity, so did another defender in Pedro Enrique, trying to work a space, edge of the area. Nothing going, and there was a little tug and a pullback and a free kick for Shandong. Acknowledgements from the skipper of the Sailors, frustrated so far. 6 minutes to the break, and there we are, just pulling the jersey, and the free kick is conceded by Haris Haroun. Sitting bottom of the group, but proving certainly that they can be competitive at this level despite a much weakened squad. Lopez to start things going again. Here he is with a lovely ball, just could not get on the end of it. It's that man, Lestian, again. He's had one of the better opportunities from he volleyed wide some time back from a good position, and that one just dropped beyond him. Lovely flooded ball. into the final 5 minutes then. Five, Mustafa Tashi. Only Cheers stepped into that defence, slip there, and free kick conceded. Yes, trying to get back, and just connection made by another player who's come into the side, 29, Lu Fanyi, gives away the free kick. Big chance for the Sailors from this free kick. Gabriel. Lopez. Charge down, we've seen that on a number of occasions. Efforts blocked. Is Rifki trying to get the angle and goes past one, and that will be a free kick. Challenge there of Jinno to concede. He's found it difficult to really deal with the pace of Ikram Rifki. The defender stands alone in that defensive wall. They've pulled somebody back to try and counter the set-piece threat. Late first half chance from a Sailors free kick, and they conjure something up. Here's the opportunity with a right foot towards that back post. Cushioned header back, and still a chance on the turn. So many players in that 18-yard area. Can they find some space? They can. Little chip back trying to find someone York, and then the captain blocked again. Haris Haroun strike is kept out. Some desperate defending in a very congested 18-yard area, and then outside of that with the important block. Lopez takes over. Late first half pressure from Singapore's champions, the Lion City Sailors. So far they have been kept out despite a number of really decent scoring chances. And he's enjoyed a couple of Maxime Lestien. Well, when you concede 12 goals in your opening 2 games, to go in at the interval goalless is certainly a big sign of improvement. Are they able to do that and see out the final few minutes? As Bakram trying to make his presence felt away through the middle for Shandong. Bundled over the captain, Haris Haroun, to concede the free kick. Here the Sailors again, trying to work something, and hooked away. Only as far as Gabriel, another diagonal ball, trying to pick out a teammate. One more chance, and again, players back to block their route through to goal and concede the throw. We are into the last minute of the opening 45. Same pattern, same outcome, unless that is about to change. Tries to wriggle away of 1 and 2, and well, Lestien's a danger. Thought he got a corner there. One of those runs where defenders have to be very, very careful. Lestien thought he'd done enough to win a corner. He hadn't, and it looks as if Shandong have seen out the first half. They have 3 minutes of time added on. Still goalless, and still in this Champions League contest. Lopez, and then just took his eye off the ball, did Lestien. Well, he has a shake of the head. He knows that he has been busy in this first half. He's certainly seen a lot of the ball. He's had a couple of really decent chances, which he's not been able to take. And the underdogs continue to hold out. Favourites have been shut out so far. A chance, I'm sure, at the break to reflect on opportunities that have come and opportunities that have gone. Again, players back to head clear, and then beyond Bakram, back with the white shirts of the sailors as we go deep into time added on. Song Young is in the area, the run is continued and no way through for Amr Al Adli. Just over a minute of stoppage time remaining then. And the goal for the Sailors is proving agonisingly elusive, able to win that in the air, that aerial challenge, Sharan Suleiman, but then it breaks for Shandong. Still time maybe. There's 2-3 players forward and it's blocked and cut out by Enrique and then kept in. Shandong with a chance maybe to build something down that far side, whipped in, and the challenge got horribly wrong. That miscued the captain and then scooped up by Hassan Sani. Almost there, what, 30 seconds of the 3 minutes to play. Is there time for a late chance that will be dealt with by Tao Chung in the Shandong Taishan goal, and their coach Yu Wei, new man at the helm, I'm sure will be heartened by what he's seen, because for 45 minutes under some real pressure, they have defended solidly and with resilience, and they had a chance of their own. Shenlong getting into the area and then only able to hit the side netting. Big chances for Pedro Enrique and Ares Haroun in the white shirts of the Sailors, but frustrated after the opening 45. It is Shandong Taishan 0, Lion City Sailors 0.
情况，所以你不敢。
Welcome back. Goalless after 45 minutes. Shandong Taishan are sitting bottom of the group, but at the moment, defensive display that has meant that the Lion City Sailors have not been able to add to their goals tally. These teams meet again in a few days then for the Sailors, games against Urawa Reds and Daegu. Just looking at the benches, which I'm sure will be used in some number as the game gets into the second half. There is Kim Shin-wook on the Sailors bench, a two-time Champions League winner, recovered from an ankle injury. Certainly options for the Sailors coach to look at if the scoreline does stay the same. Well, those players have so far acquitted themselves particularly well. Particularly when you consider that they lost by 5-0 and before that by 7-0, particularly when you consider that playing personnel is unavailable. Second string side that has so far held the Sailors at bay. And our Qatari match official starts this second half. The Sailors have begun the defence of their Premier League title well. They lead the way, and this is a welcome distraction. Changes, including the introduction of Swandi. They're wearing 27, and Swandi has come on, and it's clear that our Sailors coach Kim Do-hoon feels that they need a change, mix it up and see if they can find that second half breakthrough that has so far provided frustrating 45 minutes for them. Really decent scoring chances. Think about the headed efforts for Pedro Enrique and Haris Haroun, but not to be. Plenty of time to make good on that, though. Urawa Reds are the side that lead the table. On the counter, Shandong Taishan. Certainly one opportunity of note. Yi Shen-long hitting the side netting, and at the other end, maybe they could be caught out. Quick to react, the threat came from Maxime Lestien. Any distance on the attempted clearance, and this is Suleiman trying to set something up. There's the substitute to curl that in, takes a deflection and onto the roof of the net and behind. Ben Swanley was the player to curl that in, and all for Shandong player, and the first corner of this second half for the Sailors. The responsibility of Sharon Suleiman to take. The 33-year-old veteran swung in. Well, it's another free header. They just can't keep these headers down. Another one that's rising over. Able to climb high. It's Enrique again. Had a good chance. Good headed opportunity before the break. This time over that crossbar. And at the other end, yes, suspicion of handball, and the referee agrees. Well, there was the player Yi Shenlong wearing 23. He had their best scoring opportunity without a doubt. The presence of their captain Lu Yongtao has been one of their better performers so far, but up against it as they knew they would be, and tested all the time. Taken long for Ben Swanley to get involved. Blocked there, and then the ball will run kindly for Enrique, and Hassan Sunny will return. And here's Suleiman to turn and spin and find a teammate, and not long and defended, and then the skipper again can't control it. Yongtao down that left-hand side, the angle for the cross, and Saiv behind for the corner. A bit more defending to do. This time 19-year-old Mustafa Tashi is there. Got enough on it to put it behind for another corner. Starting the second half as they would have expected. Early pressure then for the Champions League representative from Singapore. Solomon a whip in, and again back in number, and now to try and counter. Lopez with Ramley to roll it back. Here's another cross, and again curls away and is retrieved on that far side. Maybe Solomon can recycle the ball, and one more cross and one more important headed clearance to get it away, and here they are trying to hit on the counter. Yongtao, no doubt that they do carry a threat. On the few occasions that they have been able to get forward into that Sailors' final third, they are forced back, and then Tao Chung's clearance, it's back with the white shirts of the Lion City Sailors, curled in towards Sun Wei Yong, defending back in numbers again to keep him out. Well, he scored their opening goal of this contest, did Song Wei-yong last time. The contest where they won 3-0 against Daegu, trying to repeat the feat. They're lining up in the area. Still a chance on the volley, can't get any distance on it. Desperate defending to somehow keep them out. Captain was forward, there's the challenge, and Maurice Haroun goes down. They look long at the referee, he's unimpressed, and then another chance for the substitute to get involved in the opening 6 minutes of the second half. It's been lively. Go Yu is able now to, what their coach will hope, strengthen that back line with his second half introduction, a case of defending as they did in the first half. Long stages where they were on the back foot, but they held out. There's number 4, Yang Li-chi, came into the side with the other player drafted in, Lu Fan-yi. There were the 2 changes made at the start by the 45-year-old coach Yu Wei. Here's the latest set piece for the Sailors. Usual suspects, including Lestinen and Wei Yong, are forward. Into feet, and the back heel just doesn't quite come off. Pattern set in this second half, with Lopez freed up in space. Gain cannot get beyond the defender, and then a couple will look to break quickly, inviting the run, which is blocked by Solomon, and a second chance to roll that clear, and then Lestian, and then one final ball hit forwards. Chung off his line quickly, Tao Chung, and back with Lopez one more time as it drops at the feet of the Sailors' number 10, Diego Lopez, and here is Lestian. Joy again for the substitutes, Randy. Well, many might have believed that the team conceding goals at an alarming rate in their opening 2 group encounters would be swept aside with ease, but that has not been the case. China's Shandong Taishan stay in this contest. Nearly 10 minutes of the second half played, and that defence continues to do its job despite what is constant pressure since the restarts. Camped inside that Shandong Taishan half, the majority of those outfield players trying to prize an opening. Adli, no route to goal for Lopez again. The big money signing is unable to find a way through. Shandong, group stage, the 2015 AFC Champions League, quarter-finalists in 2016 when they lost to FC Seoul, and then that round of 16 in 2019, having to defend. Here's the Sailors again. Well, that was knocked square, and again, vital block and a really important clearance. With Long Tao's ball cut out by Amaral Adli, and forward again. Plenty have committed themselves forward in and around that 18-yard area of Shandong Taishan. Harun, and now Adli trying to make something happen. Probing for some sort of second half breakthrough. Little 1-2, clipped in, and no distance on the clearance, but referee was well positioned and just penalised there. Strop used the hand as it came back out, and Faris Ramley gives away the free kick. Well, his side have done so much in the final third without that end product. Frustrating times for Kim Dae-hoo, looking to build on the win over Daegu, their first ever in an AFC Champions League match. But it's Shandong who remain very much in the mix, closing in on the hour mark. Little turn of pace by Lestian. Forward they come again. He's there for the return ball, and well, just almost could have dropped in the net for an own goal, and the keeper would have been relieved there. Tao Chung, the threat, and there's the challenge as well, late by the captain Young Tao, and knows it. Just caught the heels of his opposing player as Tao Chung tries to release Bagram, full of running, but chances restricted as he plows that lone furrow up front for Shandong. So Yu Yue's side, as we almost reach the hour mark, are holding firm despite all of this second half pressure. Just able to recover well, invite the challenge. It was Henry Chi that was caught, no doubt about the free kick, quickly back on his feet and then rather taken out by Song Wei-young. Limps away the defender and left for Lin Go-yu, who has come off the bench to float that forward. And one in the air, Ikram Rifki dominant in that aerial challenge. And then with Enrique to use his strength. Time for a change. 17 is about to make his introduction. Long Ting Wei is the player coming on. Change confirmed then. A depleted squad with so many players unavailable, but the latest change from the bench, and cut back and couldn't finish off the move. Well, 30 minutes sets us up nicely. Stalemate is preserved and past the hour mark. It's been wave after wave of Lion City Sailors attacks. Line of orange shirts back to defend that goal. And again, scramble clear, side the way. Plenty of height on the clearance, and then Akram has come deep to try and help out his rather overworked defence. Adley. That will be a free kick to the Sailors. Off the bench at the start of the second half, and has been involved in much of the attacking play. Two there is Chang Yi Kai, just preparing to take his place back in this Shandong defence with one more free kick that they will need to defend. A change is imminent, but we wait for this free kick to be taken. They've pushed Haris Haroun forward. Enrique will be there as well. Is the change to be made? Yes, indeed. Now they can make the substitution. Kim Shin-wook, well, he was the player that was left on the bench despite recovering from an ankle injury. He's won this tournament before, knows all about it, brings his vast experience as the free kick is met by the captain and then rolled back, and keeper was at full stretch. There was Tao Chung. Danger all too evident. And again, the finish is lacking. It was a free kick from Lestian and then rolled back by the captain and through a whole crowd of players with Tao Chung at full stretch. Kim Shin-wook, then the introduction that could well strengthen this Sailors lineup in the remaining 30 minutes or so. Working hard, plenty of running off the ball, but it's the same old story. Chances have gone begging, and the dominant side have nothing to show so far for all their effort and endeavour. Can they build something of note down this left side? Plenty again are venturing forward. Here comes the final ball. Adley able to collect with a decent first touch and clipped in, and same old situation, defended, can't get beyond the first man, and then square by Haroun. Suleiman, here we go again. One more cross, goes down, felt his jersey was pulled. It's Kim Shin-wook, can't believe the decision, and a word from the referee, unimpressed as the substitute went down inside the area. Nothing going. Tao Chung's goal remains intact for the moment at least. Latest substitute making nuisance himself there. He's almost on the goal line to try and make his presence felt. Tao Chung and his defence will try and defend. Lestian's corner drops and orange shirts converge and clear. Now they need to get bodies up as quickly as possible. Well-timed challenge. Adams and Swendi, back come the Sailors, and then they in turn no way through that midfield traffic. It's with Song Lee-young to take up the cause. Lestian drifting out to this right-hand side rather, and then continuing his run in. It's with Lopez trying to get some sort of angle. He's got two shirts, orange shirts around him. And hammered away. And they have a player down inside the centre circle. A halt to play. He's caught there with the challenge on the captain. Haris Haroun. Dong Chen-so is the player. Just a short hold up in play. So both coaches have used the strength in depth available from the substitutes, and that's going to become more and more of a feature as both teams have to dig deep into their match schedule, giving a decent account of themselves, the side, the basement club in this group. Shandong's depleted ranks are still holding out against Singapore's Lion City Sailors, and 67 minutes of Champions League football has been played. Here is Song Wei-young, again knocked into space and cannot find a white shirt, away from Tao Chung. No one anywhere close to the ball, and time for the captain to control, help forward, and then knocked on one more time for Song Wei-young. Gets it back from Amarul Adli. Here's the cross. Keeper again able to intercept at the first time of asking and try and set Shandong Taishan forward. There's a little run that is ended with a free kick and the illegal challenge, which results in a yellow card. It's been well contested. This is the challenge that brings about a caution. The colour is yellow and the free kick. Swanee, the substitute, is the player penalised. And a rare opportunity for Shandong to test the goal defended by Hassan Sani. Not a lot for him to do. Forward have come the likes of Lin Go-yu. Here it is, lifted towards that back post and goes beyond everyone, eludes everyone and behind for a goal kick. Haven't had too many chances as probably one would expect, but the danger is there. And we're heading towards the final 20 minutes. A scoreline that will, to many neutral observers, be something of a surprise. One team beaten 5-0, one team winning 3-0. One club having conceded 12 goals, but the scoreline absolutely level at 69.5 minutes, 0-0. And the Sailors will have to continue with this second half pressure. Here is Lu Yong Tao. First touch was a disappointing one. All that possession, 72%, but absolutely nothing to show for it so far. The booked Adam Swanley involved in that midfield area, supporting players, and then on this near side Adley controls, and it's back with the captain to look up and into Lopez and squirts away, and another clearance as they've done that time and time again from Shandong. Well, they've got 20 minutes to rescue a situation where certainly a draw is not the result that they need if they're going to apply any sort of pressure on the leaders, Aroa Reds. These teams, these two, meet again in a few days' time. This is the opportunity, and it's the stage of the match where they need to try and underline their superiority with a breakthrough goal, finding it very difficult again. Here are the Sailors stepping forward in numbers. Another important interception, and it's Shandong to try and break, and then that in turn ends on halfway. Up forward by Harun, and then with Swandy's ball, and then Song Wei-young into the feed of Adley, tries to get to the byline. Again, cannot get away from the defender, cannot escape the attentions of his marker. But the pressure is incessant from the Sailors. One more corner. Shannon Suleiman again with that right foot to swing it in. Suleiman's corner, not what was required. Back with the volley clearance, the striker back ramp. More of the same, but this occasion it will be a throw-in for the Lion City Sailors. Still hoping and trying to open up and breach the opposition defence. Again, hit with pace. Again, knocked back out. Here's the Sailors with Enrique's ball. Lestian turning, twisting, volley clearance. And their best efforts are ending in frustration so far, and time for a change. Looks as if Bakram is the player who is being brought off. Lou Roubaud is wearing 11, and in fact Bakram is coming off, and it's the latest change. Indeed, 11 makes his second half arrival. Fresh face, fresh legs to take up the challenge for the underdogs, for the basement club, holding the Sailors. Just over 15 minutes, that's all there is now. Continuing that press, continuing to exert pressure. Here's Song Wei-Young. Another chance on that byline, tries to skip clear and invite the challenge and win a free kick. It's his goal that's put them in front against Daegu last time out in that 3-0 triumph. A history-making victory, his first goal, their first victory, but not been able to repeat the feat so far. The striker from the Korean Republic, maybe Lestian's free kick, can provide them with the moment that matters. Scooped into that area, glancing header away, met on the volley with no real conviction and no real direction, and back they are to retrieve the ball with Swandi on a yellow, the substitute. Again, the line of orange shirts as Lestian switches from left to try and find a colleague, and just happy in the end, Cao Chung to smother and collect that. Just on the stretch and rolls through to Cao Chung, playing his third AFC Champions League game and so far keeping a clean sheet, the 20-year-old. Just the one forward, it's the substitute Lee Gubao. Come the Sailors again. There's plenty of opportunities. There's plenty of possibilities. It's square, forces to save. Lopez with a header across the face of goal. Well, Diego Lopez knows that's a big chance. There he is. Managed to get a head on it. Couldn't get it goalwards. There's the effort. Keeper is able to save the initial attempt. And then the second from Lopez stays out wide of the mark. The first effort coming in from the substitute. We've seen Kim Shin-wook brought on. His effort, Lopez follow-up, still it stays goalless. Harun's header. It'll set the Sailors forward. There's the through ball. Just trying to slip that, thread that through to Song Wi-Young again. Defensively, able to keep them out, but for how long? Another volleyed effort. It will ricochet towards Lestier, back into the face of goal, and then the downward header by Song Wi-Young, and the defender was taking no chances, maybe caught his own goalkeeper to hook that away from danger. Didn't generate any power, Song Wi-Young, and between them, defender and keeper do just enough. There's the chance, and then as it drops, Song Wi-Young's header, and yes, just caught inadvertently his own goalkeeper as he was forced to scramble that away just before Lopez, lurking with intent, was able to get on the end of it. Another chance, same situation, same outcome, and Shandong Taishan stand firm.
Hey, number 7.
Well, the possession overwhelmingly in favour of the Sailors. Chance after chance, attack after attack, and they have put in a really spirited defensive showing. And Song Wi-Young, who had that headed chance a moment ago, is off. Final chance for him, and his day is run. And the Dynamo Unison. Lopez. Great credit to the back line. Tested again. Come up with the required answer and the required header out. And then quick to brace, and a chance maybe on the counter. Well, needed the defensive cover of Enrique to step across, just got there and help up at the back, because that against the run of play is always the concern, that they get one chance and take it. Really, since the restart, they have been forced back, been forced to continue to sit deep, to just defend these constant attacks. One thing that stays the same, though, is the scoreline, to the frustration of the Sailors and their coach Kim Dae-hoon. He's brought on a Champions League winner and Kim Shin-wook, but corners, lost count of how many corners they've had. Swung in, same situation. Enrique, a threat in the air, the shake of the head. Too many of those intended goal-bound efforts have had too much height on them, drifting and sailing over the crossbar, and 10 minutes away for Shandong Taishan, and a first point in the 22 AFC Champions League campaign, and a clean sheet. This aside with a -12 goal deficit. Two very, very emphatic losses, but this has been an altogether different game against, well, the Sailors, who came into this riding high, having put 3 without reply against Daegu in their previous match. But we've seen a response from the Chinese side. It's been a positive reaction. Still a lot of work to do. A little slip there, and the ball will run away and out of play. Not for the want of trying. Created, worked, probed, pushed, but Shandong have been able to survive Remember, a second-string side, a weakened starting 11, all their big names, the overseas contingent, the Brazilian contingent, all missing from this squad. But the underdogs are certainly causing Lion City Sailors a few problems with an outstanding defensive display. Can they see this match out? They know that there is going to be more and more chances. Here's the latest one. Kim Shin-wook rose well again. No direction on the final effort. All his vast experience able to bring to this match. Now he has recovered from that ankle injury and is fully fit. But they are lacking the goal-scoring ability in front of goal. That's what's been lacking, not the scoring chances that they have fashioned and created. Held at bay. Late stages. Can Shandong maintain the stalemates? That is volleyed, hopeful and long, all the way through to someone that has not been involved throughout. Hassan Sani looks on in that Sailors goal, back over halfway, and Suleiman, and then forward Lopez and Lestienne. There's an angle for a cross, and again stretch defence with the overworked defenders. Come up with the required clearance, the likes of Lim Go-yu and Yang Li-chi worked hard, and the corner is Solomon's, as is the case so often throughout this encounter. They have forced corner after corner, cleared, and just about everyone back as an outfield player to try and defend and repel this latest threat. Coded free chance, volleyed goalwards by Kim Shin-wook and dealt with by Tao Chung. Instinctive save. There's the ball. Curled in, first chance, volleyed goalwards, and keeper is able to collect at the second attempt, Tao Chung, and still that Shandong goal remains intact. Into the last 5 minutes. A rare chance for Shandong, and they can maintain some late pressure. Well, if there was any question over how they would react to those two back-to-back disheartening defeats, we didn't need long to see what they were about, taking on board the instructions. And they have played their part, and they have remained competitive, and they have a late corner which is partially cleared and then ricochets away and behind. Well, one last throw of the dice, and the changes come thick and fast. Lestienne is one of those sacrificed. Mohamed Bin Ismail is going to come on in these final few minutes as they look for something from the bench to inspire. Breakthrough moments that has remained beyond them. They have a few minutes to see this out, plus of course time that will be added on. Another challenge, timed, effective, determined, stays down for a moment. The work of Chang Yi-kai. Inexperienced and still able to get through 87.5 minutes of Champions League football without conceding a goal. And for their coach, Yu Yue, trying to make strides, a recent appointment, a new man at the helm, that will be something to build on if they can just survive these final few onslaughts on their goal as the Sailors come forward again. Lovely ball, asking questions. Now, is there a cutback? Nothing going. Some heroic defending from Chang Yi-kai and his colleagues. Another ball helped into the area by Amaradli, partly away, and then Enrique blocked. And on the break, a couple forward in orange are being joined. There are now 3-4, including the skipper, Lu Yong Tao, but move breaks down, they lose out. Sailors forward again. Late chance. Using both wings to try and stretch that defence, and the keeper comes and Tao Chung collects, unable to find a colleague, take the pace out of the game. 89 played, look for supporting orange shirts, and across will come Pedro Enrique, and forced to concede a throw, and Shandong have the ball deep inside the Sailors' half, and we are going to go into that stoppage time, just waiting to see how long to be played. On the brink of what would be a certainly very, very impressive showing, against all odds, to hold the Sailors to a 0-0 scoreline. They only have stoppage time to deal with, and of course the first point on the board for Shandong Taishan after two really heavy defeats to sap confidence. 3 minutes is all that is between them and a highly credible draw. Again, defended well, finds a colleague, and then wins a free kick. Ill-timed challenge. Time ticking away for a frustrated Sailors outfit. Just lunging in, and concedes the free kick. One of the latest substitutions, and talking about changes. One last opportunity. One Yu Xiao is going to have a very, very late run out in this one. Almost there. Tao Chung then. Plenty of distance on his clearance, and the header away from the captain, Haris Haroun, is straight into touch. And if they are to fashion a chance, they've left it very late, because we have played half of that 3 minutes of time added on, and again it's with Shandong Taishan. Can they hold on to possession? Here's the skipper, Lu Yong Tao, back to central Vents, and then ushered all the way back to Tao Chung. Again, it's long, bounces once, and Hassan Sunny collects. They've got about a minute. They've got about a minute to rescue the situation, have the Sailors. Adley's ball flighted up towards the edge of the area, and then brought it clear and brought away, and again invites a challenge, wins a free kick, and that may well be the last bit of defending that they need to do, because those seconds ticking away as we look again at the latest free kick. Spirited, determined, improved outing. And a point on the board surely now, after the big losses in their first two Champions League games against Daegu and Urawa Reds. We have played the 3 minutes of stoppage time, and it is back on halfway with Admiral Adley. He's being urged to get this forward. Plenty of likely prospects and suspects in and around that area. Can he get a head on that? He can Kim Shin-wook? It is a superb defensive performance, and the underdogs, the basement club in this group, have come away with a valuable and priceless point to stop the losing run and stop the rot. Credit Shandong Taishan, attack after attack for Lion City Sailors, but the champions from Singapore are frustrated in their best efforts. They'll meet again in a few days, but nothing to separate them. Deadlock here, stalemate, ended Shandong Taishan 0, Lion City Sailors 0.